Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine, here with the Yar Holistic Killer, aka Sonia B. So I am back with several different prophetic messages. So with that being said, I do want to say if you feel like certain situations do not apply, then let them fly. But just know that energy is fluid, meaning that, this situation could be happening today, tomorrow to you, or it could be happening, a week from now, 6 months from now, or even a year from now. So keep that in mind as well too. It just depends on, your location on the hemisphere and what lessons that you're here to learn at this time, okay? But just know that when you receive these messages, sometimes it can happen some ways out as well too. So keep that in mind as well. So the first message I received was some of you guys should be mindful of people being within your energy field, especially if you are someone who is a divine feminine or divine masculine and you have done the inner healing work. You should be very mindful because let's just say maybe there's situations that the Most High has put you through and has allowed you to learn, heal, and grow from. And it's almost like some of you guys could be reaching in the past of trying to hold on to certain people from, high school, middle school, elementary school, people from your neighborhood in a sense. And it's almost like the Most High is just trying to say, okay, are you done yet? Because some of you guys have been repeating this cycle and habit and pattern for the last 5 years in a sense. It's almost like the Most High is like, okay, are you still holding on? Are you still gonna hold on? You're gonna try to take these people with you? Because what you don't understand is that, you can do the inner healing work. And the more that you keep showing up with thinking that you're going to bring people with you to the next level in the next chapter of your life, the Most High will keep allowing you to repeat cycles. You've healed, yes, but he will allow you to stay stuck in those, he will allow you to continue to until you decide to let go completely. Okay, so sometimes I just heard that sometimes you could be holding your own self up all because you're trying to hold on to a certain mindset, a certain habit, or a certain outdated belief system that needs to go in a sense. Because one thing you have to understand is, as I did the last video and it said that everyone cannot eat at your table, that means that if you think about the Last Supper, Jesus had people there who was willing to do the inner work. Now, granted, Judas showed up and, he showed up doing what he was doing or whatever, but those were people who was truly trying to show up and do the inner work. So I say all that to say that, be mindful of that, because the Most High is trying to say everybody can have a seat at your table in a sense. But they will show up and be the Judas that you don't want. So thank you, Spirit. So that's what you should know, and that's what you should understand. When the Most High is trying to get you to heal something or or a certain aspect of yourself that needs to be healed, because let's just say maybe in a past life, you kept your friends very close in a sense, but in this life you were meant to let them go and wish them well or thank them for any lessons that they may have taught you in this journey, whether they were harsh lessons or whether they was just lessons of, okay, thank you, or whatever the case may be. But I say all that to say it's time to move on, okay? Because some of you guys have been in this cycle for 5 years of trying to release and let go of people, where sometimes it's to the point that people have to let go of you in order to move on in a sense. So sometimes the Most High will allow those people to let you go so that you may understand and feel like, okay, well, why are they letting me, you might be saying to yourself, why are they letting me go? And it's a form of, I just heard of needing to release attachments in a sense, needing to learn the art of letting go, needing to learn the art of everybody can't go with you in a sense. I understand that you want to evolve, but you also want other people to evolve too. But the thing is, you can't control other people. Remember, everybody has their own divine purpose and their own divine timing, and maybe you've healed and they have not even begun their healing journey yet. So again, it's like holding on to dead weight, okay? But again, let the Most High deal with that if you choose to. So the next message I received was some of you guys are dealing with home and family situations in a sense, and it's almost like whatever skeletons that have kind of like been in a closet, and it's almost like energies are coming up at this time of, let's just say maybe that there has been a situation that has been going on for like 20 years, or let's say 17 years, or it doesn't matter. It could have been like a 20-year cycle in a sense, and it's almost like karma is being served. And I say all that to say that if you were somebody who was always taking, it's almost like it's giving time now, okay? It's almost like the Most High is going to require you to give back everything that you have taken in a sense, okay? So the next message that I received was, you guys should just be mindful of people being within your energetic field, especially if you're someone who has done the inner healing work. If you've been someone who's been kind of protecting your energy, if you've been someone who is of high vibration and of high frequency in a sense, be mindful, because sometimes your frequency can be so high that you can make a mistake. And this is another reason why the Most High is asking some of you guys to let go. This could be a specific message, or just could be a handful of certain people who are still holding on to that mindset in regards to divine masculines or divine feminines in a sense, okay? And I mean divine masculine archetypes and divine feminine archetypes, okay? So I say all that to say that if you have been someone, as I said before, just holding on to certain relationships because you want to take these people with you, because you want to see them succeed just like you're succeeding in a sense, and you have to understand that your plan is not, your plan is your plan in a sense. But, and I just saw 555 as I said that. 555 means change, okay? So I say all that to say that your plan is just your plan. There's nothing wrong with you having your plan, but you have to know that there is a divine plan. So therefore, when the Most High say let go, it means let go, okay? But don't make the mistake of, if you are someone who is of high vibration, and as you step into your power, you're going to have to be very mindful of how you move. And I say all that to say, because if you have certain people within your energetic field who are surrounding you, it's almost like they can come off as if they're powerful too, but they only, again, this could be a situation that they intentionally know what they're doing, or unawarely they're not aware of this energy, okay? But they could just be doing and acting and responding. But I'm letting you know so that way you'll understand. So if somebody could be in your energetic field as you stepping more so into your power, it may seem as though they are also stepped into their power as well too. But what you have to understand is, just like this tape right here, if you are in the center of this tape and somebody comes within your aura field or your energy field, it's almost like it's almost like an empath. It's almost like they are kind of operating and moving like how you do, or speaking how you do, and it's almost like you're going to make that mistake of thinking that that's who they truly are, when it really isn't. It's your energy that they're picking up on. So that's something to be mindful of as well too, because they can mistakenly think that's their energy, and it is not their energy. It's because they within your energy field, okay? And again, sometimes people know this information, and sometimes people are unaware of this information, okay? And this is why the Most High had asked certain people to separate themselves, release yourself in a sense, because the Most High knows who has done the inner healing work and who has not done the inner healing work. And you have to also remember that God has a divine plan for everyone. You have a plan, they have a plan, and maybe they may have not started their journey yet, and you have already probably like 75% way in, and they haven't even begun their journey yet. Well, when you are around these people, you can kind of mess up the flow in the sense of what God is trying to do and whatever lessons that they need to learn along the way, okay? Just all because they are within your energy field. So again, just because a karmic cycle is ending and God is asking you to let go, be thankful for the time that you had with those people or whatever. If it was a tumultuous situation, or if it was not even a harsh situation, but sometimes you got to just learn the art of letting go and detaching from something that you're trying to hold on to so tightly, okay? Because again, God is not going to allow, especially if you're a divine feminine and divine masculine, he's not going to allow any relationships to become a priority over that particular relationship, period, okay? It is a sacred relationship. It is a divine relationship, meaning that the two become one in a sense, not the two and everybody else becoming one. Anyway, so the next message that I have is, some of you guys are going to find yourself going on a little mission, okay? And then not only that, but some of you guys need to create boundaries with people, okay? That's something that you may need to work on. So if you're someone who does not have boundaries and you just kind of not set stuff up in place for people, in a sense, it's almost like I just got open. If you're someone who's just open, it's almost like it's time to start creating some boundaries right now, okay? And the other thing I received too was, some of you guys need to go and hang out by water, because what you don't know is, being around any lakes or being around any the beaches, the shores, or whatever the case may be, it helps to clear your energy from other people's energy. And the next mission, so remember that some of you guys are going to find yourself feel like you're going on a mission, okay? And the next message was, I have 3 songs that came through, okay? So one is Turn Your Love Around by George Benson. And then another song was SWV, Rain. And then another one was She Drives Me Crazy by um, Young Cannibal. Anyway, so yeah. And then this other message I received was, some of you divine masculines, I'm just going to say it, okay? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, because sometimes I am the catalyst who was meant to tell people, not tell them, but sometimes I'm the one that trigger people to change, in a sense. So I'm going to say, shame on some of you, for those of you who have been kind of like giving your divine feminine a hard time, because what you don't understand is, when you give her a hard time, you're giving yourself a hard time, okay? Because she is the feminine side of you. So if she's acting and behaving in a way that you do not like, she is your other half. She is your feminine side of who you are, okay? That feminine side that you suppress, that feminine side that you don't want to deal with, that feminine side that you don't want allow for love to show up. She is that feminine side of you. So anytime you look at her and you feel a certain type of way, you feel like you want to make her life hard, or put pressure on her, or give her a hard time in any situation, you're just giving yourself a hard time, okay? Remember what I said, what you put out is what you get back in return, because right now karma is being served. Because I saw a divine masculine is as if he was sitting there just kind of like squeezing his hand, but he was setting the intention of directing it at the divine feminine, okay? So when you're doing this, what you're saying is, when you see her and you feel in a certain type of way and it makes you want to do that, what you're saying is that you don't love yourself, okay? Anyway, but I hope you do. So just remember that. Remember, when you nurture yourself, you're also nurturing her. But when you're giving her a hard time, you're also giving yourself a hard time, okay? That's just the laws of nature and how it works. So the next message I received was, God is asking some of you guys to let go. And I said that earlier, for releasing attachments. Some of you guys need to release attachments from elementary school people, middle school people, high school people, college people. It doesn't matter. God is asking you to let go, because it's almost like this next chapter in your life. He's trying to bring people who are like-minded, who think like you, who are on the same mindset as you, who maybe it's almost like attracts like. Thank you, Spirit. It's almost like attract like, okay? So even though you're individuals, y'all kind of almost like you can relate to each other, okay? So sometimes when you keep holding on to the past and you keep holding on to old relationships, in a sense, and it's almost like the Most High will, again, you're holding up your process in regards to those people who are part of your soul tribe, who are meant to come in, okay? God is not going to allow anyone to come in until you learn to release, because in order to receive something, you have to let go of something. That's just how that works. And if you want to, I just heard, if you don't want to let it go, that's fine too. Just know that whatever it is that God has for you, he cannot bring it to you until you do so. So if that means the rest of your life, then that's just the rest of your life. So anyway, so he was asking for some of you to let go, okay? And certain people may catch up with you on your journey, possibly, if they were meant to go with you in this next chapter of your life. And some of them, they may not at all, okay? So yeah. But basically, we're coming up on karmic cycles ending, in a sense. So it is up to you what you choose to do. Like I said, we have this Lion Gates portal that's coming on August the 8th. And that's something to be aware of. So, any changes that you want to make right now, or setting any intentions, you should do so now, of just changing your mindset, changing your behavior, and changing any patterns, repetitive patterns and habits and cycles that maybe that you have been repeating and holding on to, and maybe doing something different and trying to detach from whatever it could be. And this could be addictions of any kind, because anytime a person is holding on to something too tightly, that's a form of addiction, okay? And what you don't know is the Most High is just trying to have us to address it. So I know certain people may be used to having friends and stuff around, or co-workers, colleagues, or whatever the case may be, and the Most High is trying to say that if you're someone who constantly always had these people around, felt the need to have all these people around you. This is more so about quality versus quantity. Okay, so a person can have a whole handful of friends who they can say, oh yeah, this is my friend, but they may not have their best intentions at heart. They may not necessarily want to see you be successful. They may not necessarily want to see you happy. They may not necessarily want to see you taking care of your family, or supporting your family. You have to factor in all these things. Remember, God searches the heart of all people, and he knows the things that you do not know. Okay, so when he asks you to let go, it's up to you to let go or not, or he can forcibly do it. Okay. And then the next message I received was, oh, I'm sorry. This is part of this message. It's about, do you have the courage and the strength to do something different than what you've done before? Do you have the courage to basically let go of painful cycles? Do you have the courage and the strength to basically reclaim back what is yours? Because in order to reclaim back something, you have to first let something go. Okay, meaning let go of certain mindset, let go of certain patterns, again, and habits, and so on and so on. Okay. So anyway, let me give you these additional messages. And okay, so today I received a message. It says, thus said the Lord who made the earth, the Lord who formed it to establish it, the Lord is his name, called to me, and I answered. And you will tell, I'm sorry, let me read this again. Call to me and I will answer you. I will answer you, and I will tell you great hidden things that you have not known. So God is asking you to call upon him, okay? And the moment that you do that and get out of your own way, he's going to show you those hidden gems of things that you did not know. And when I tell you he will, because it's like he will reveal so much. It's like, oh my God, like for real, really? So I've been doing this all this time, and other people been blah, 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 blah. It really... Because when I saw some of the stuff that he was revealing to me, I was like, really? And I changed my mindset when I was dealing with people and how I was moving. So I don't move and operate the way that I was before. And when people see me doing that, they're like, okay, well, why are you doing that? They don't understand why, because God has given me this information, and I don't expect you to understand what it is that God had showed me. You can't understand it because he didn't show it to you. So those are the hidden gems that he's referring to, okay? And then this other message came through, which is James 1:22, and it says, but be doers of the word and not hearers, only deceiving yourselves. So we can sit up there and say, okay, I'm a do, but you just hear it, but you don't do it, in a sense. No, God wants you to do it. He wants you to put in that inner work. Like I said, there was a divine masculine who was sitting there squeezing or trying to put pressure onto the divine feminine, in a sense. You don't need to do that, because if you're doing that, it's just basically saying that, you're not trusting the process, you're not trusting God, but you're trusting your own way of doing things, which is not going to get you what you want. It just only prolongs, is what I just heard. It just prolongs the process. Okay. And then this other message came through, which is John 1:12 through 13. It says, but to all who did receive him, meaning those who acknowledged him, for those who were thirsty for God, who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born not of blood, but of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. Okay. So you have those people who are God's children, and then you have those who God isn't allowed to, basically come into his covenant. But basically God is wanting you to basically come before him, and he wants you to be a part of the covenant. So even though he has his chosen people, those divine masculine, those divine feminine, and those, as they refer to as the 144, in a sense, it's like he has his chosen ones, yes, but he's also trying to open up the doors to other people who were not chosen, okay? And the choice is totally up to them. But he just wants to know that, are you willing? Are you thirsty enough to come to me and ask me, or to tell me, or to basically even acknowledge me, okay? And I believe this last one is Matthew 5:14, and then Matthew 5:16. And it says, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. So some of you are divine masculines and divine feminines, as I said, and you basically the light to the rest of the world, okay? And basically, in the same way, let your light shine before others. So there are so many masculines that the Most High is trying to get them to step up to the plate in order to get them to step into their power. And not only just step into their power, but they don't realize they have a really high mission in a sense, because it's almost like, I want to say like they're here to kind of like help save the world in a sense, but it's almost like your light is shining in the world, okay? You are the light that other people need in a sense. But again, it's about moving in a way that God wants you to move and not in a way that man wants you to move. So if you have been someone who has been part of the status quo, it's almost like the Most High is saying, no, I want you to do the opposite of what you was doing before, okay? And it says, so they may see your good works and give glory to the Father who is in heaven. So therefore, for those of you who have these high missions, divine feminine, divine masculine, it's almost like as you step into your power, the rest of the world will see you stepping into your power. And I just heard that some of you are leaving behind a legacy in regards to doing this in a sense. And some of you don't even know this, but this is part of your legacy in a sense that's going to be left behind. It's almost like you helped to save humanity in a sense, in so many words, because as humanity sees your light, and whether you see it or not, other people see it, okay? Trust me and believe me when I tell you, other people see the light, whether you can see it or not. You probably thinking to yourself, and I just heard that some of you probably thinking to yourself, me? Why me? Who am I? In a sense, you have to look at yourself from a higher situation, because if God chose you, he chose you for a specific reason, okay? So when you learn to love yourself enough to know that God loves you enough to choose you for this mission, you have to understand that, oh, God, he really does love me, okay? Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and end that there. But until the next message, I wish you all much love and much light. Bye.